Hi everyone, this is Kayleen, and this is my digital portfolio. I was born on Tuesday, December 17th, 2002, at St. Vincent's Hospital here in Worcester. I have an older sister named Kelsey, who was 2.5 at the time, and she actually thought that I was a doll for her to play with because she did not understand why my parents would want to have another kid. These are my parents, Kim and Kevin, in front of our childhood home in Grafton, which is 20 minutes from Worcester State, so I live pretty close. My mom is a nurse. She worked at St. Vincent's Hospital for 20 years on the telemetry floor and 5 years in the cardiac cath lab. Now she works over at Endoscopy at UMass. My dad is a truck driver. Thankfully, he only does the short drive, so he was still around to coach my softball team, but I come from a big union family. Growing up, I was lucky enough to live with my mom's mom, Grammy Jane. She was always the loudest person in the room, and truly, she was one of the most fun people to be around. Growing up, I was lucky enough to dance, play softball, and overall just spend time with my family. This includes my Uncle Doug, who blessed us with these lovely photos of me on a motorcycle. In November of 2011, we got a Shih Tzu puppy named Chloe, who has since grown up to be a very, very angry old lady. As I said before, I had the absolute pleasure of living with my Grammy Jane. When I was 10, she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer and was told she had maybe 3 months to live. My mom kept her at home during chemo and treatment, and we took care of her as a family. My jobs included putting her pills in a weekly sorter, refilling her water, helping her brush her teeth, and things of that nature. Watching my mom take care of her and being able to participate in caring for my gram was truly what made me want to be a nurse, just like my mom. And fun fact, my Grammy Jane ended up living for another year and a half after her diagnosis. Growing up, my mom was very involved at the St. Vincent's Cardiology Department. We would go on the annual Heart Walk put on by the American Heart Association. It aims to raise money and awareness for heart disease and stroke. Soph's mom is also in one of these pictures. Up until the 7th grade, I was a really healthy kid, other than the occasional injury or my seasonal allergies, but I actually got bronchitis and was diagnosed with asthma. While this isn't a scary diagnosis by any means, I did spend some time on the unit where we did our pediatric rotation. Thank you to my mom for taking these really, really flattering pictures of me during that time. If you know me, you know that I've had plenty of jobs, and my first one was when I was 13 as a camp counselor, and this is one of my kids telling a knock-knock joke.
Who's there? Tay who? Oh my goodness. That was a good one. Carter, any other?
In 2018, my older sister, Kelsey, she graduated from Grafton High School, got accepted to Curry College, and I was able to help her move in and was able to spend time with her at her dorm. If you're familiar with Grafton, you may have driven by Art Bradish's, where I spent all the summers in high school making burgers and hot dogs. Also, a fun fact, this place was 50 years old and it did not have AC in the middle of summer. And then, of course, our junior year, we had COVID, so this is me getting my vaccine. As I talked about before, my mom was a nurse at St. Vincent's Hospital, and I come from a union family. So, my senior year of high school, on March 8th, when the nurses went on strike, I was able to walk the line with them. Mom and the other nurses did not get a contract until January 3rd, 2022, which was our winter break during our freshman year. Just a fun fact, my mom actually went on strike for safe staffing when she was pregnant with my sister and then almost had to go on strike again when I was growing up. I graduated from Grafton High School in 2021 and then was able to move into Dowden Hall as a freshman. As we all know, nursing school takes a village, and anatomy and physiology freshman year was not easy. Additionally, chemistry with Professor Barsegwin was maybe the hardest class I have ever taken. Thankfully, I had more fun in medical microbiology where I got to look at all of the slides. Finally, as you know, the end of the year was pinning, and at this time, my sister graduated from Curry College with a degree in biochemistry. During freshman year and the summer before sophomore year, I worked as a gymnastics coach to kids 1.5 to 12 at Kid Power Gymnastics in Charlton. At this time, I actually considered pediatrics. Additionally, I did laundry and I was a bartender at Worcester Country Club. Sophomore year, we started doing our sim labs and actually practicing as nursing students. Just a quick shout out to Professor Fahey for being my clinical instructor at Fairlawn for both semesters. In November of 2022, I got my first job as a PCA at Marlborough Hospital on the medical surgical floor. It was at this point that I realized I loved the adult population. Clearly, I had some stressful shifts, but this is when I knew that nursing was what I wanted to pursue. The summer before junior year, I got a job at the Marlborough ICU and at UMass Memorial on Belmont Street in the Surgical Intensive Care Unit and Critical Care Unit. Being in this environment made me realize that I wanted to pursue critical care after graduation. Junior year, I got to live in Wasteland with my best friends, and this year showed me that I absolutely hated labor and delivery and that I do not want to work with the pediatric population or their parents. Senior year has truly been my favorite year of college so far. I get to live in Big Red with our mice and my best friends one more time. This was actually my first year being able to attend homecoming because, as we know, junior year we unfortunately had a shooting on campus. So I'm really glad I got to experience it at least once. I also got to hang out with Professor Curtis's dog Bristol all fall semester in psych and communication. This year, I feel I really got to know more people in our program, and I was able to get more involved in Worcester State events. I got to enjoy the feeling of passing skills check off, and then nothing is better than a trip to Pepe's after that. I also got to turn 22 this year, and I got to do that surrounded by my friends in Boston. On a different note, my cousin Tyler died at age 4 from sudden cardiac arrest secondary to cardiomyopathy, which is a heart condition that could have been screened and prevented. In middle school and high school, my mom and I volunteered with the Josh Thibodeau Helping Hearts Foundation, which screens adolescents for heart conditions like my cousin's and helps to prevent sudden cardiac arrest in kids. So, this year I was able to volunteer at their heart screening in Pillar Park, and I was able to do EKGs on the boys. This semester, I had my preceptorship in the PACU at Harrington Hospital. This was the first time in a clinical setting I actually felt like a nurse. Being able to document, do my own assessments, and manage medications have given me a little bit of confidence that when I graduate, I'll be okay starting in a nursing job. Overall, these past 4 years at Worcester State have been truly wonderful, and I am so thankful for the friends and connections I have made through my time here. I just want to quickly give some credit to my roommate Emma, who is an education major and had the pleasure of sleeping 5 feet across from me for over a year and a half and helped with studying and practicing skills. She truly deserves an honorary degree. And thank you to the family that I met while at Worcester State. I truly wouldn't have made it this far without you.